Hello? Oh, okay. That was... Well, folks. Welcome to Twin City Peaks, episode 36, right? 36?
37.
No, 37 is next week.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Very clear because we only have 34 and 35 on Spotify.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Very clear. That kind of bothers me a little.
That we only have those ones?
I want to put them all up, but it's not possible.
Why?
What recent development did we just do? We split the audio and video, right?
Yeah.
So I have no audio clips. I'd have to rip audio from each video,
Oh.
and that would probably take me a week. And like a week of working for a few hours every day.
You know what? If people
I'm
want to watch
okay.
it that bad,
Go to Rumble.
go to YouTube.
First 14 episodes, 15 episodes are on Rumble.
And then the rest
And
are
then
on
from
YouTube.
there, it's on YouTube. Pick your...
I like how you can watch the development. 15 on Rumble, then now YouTube, now Spotify. You can see the progression of us getting out there.
It's kind of funny.
And
Every
then-
15 episodes, something changes.
So what episode? So by 45, we should be doing clips and on TikTok and Instagram.
Actually, it's kind of funny that we... Yeah.
If we keep it at the pace we're going,
Yeah.
we'll have clips. That's pretty. That every 3 months.
It's not bad.
Every quarter we seem to
That's cool.
increase reach. Have you looked? How are we doing as far as viewership? Is it increasing since we've been expanding, or
YouTube,
I don't care.
YouTube's picked up a little bit because that's kind of what I've been posting.
yeah?
Right? I've been posting like, oh, check out the video, whatever, new episode. And that one's kind of picking up. But Rumble we have like, I think we have like 40 followers.
Didn't we? Really?
I believe so.
I thought it was.
Pull it up.
I thought last time it was 19
Just
when I
grab-
checked.
No, I'm pretty sure it's close. It's either 40 or 30 or something like that. But there's a few.
You better not be lying to me.
No, I'm not. I know this is nothing like crazy, guys. Like obviously, fucking 30 people isn't.
Well, I have in my 90-day goal is 100 subs, and that just in general.
That's music outside, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. Really? Whatever.
I don't think it's picking.
No,
up.
I don't think so either, but I can hear it. So yeah, check. Check.
17. What are you talking about?
Oh, maybe I was looking at the wrong thing.
What were you
Likes?
looking
I don't know. I think it's likes, probably. What was that? Was it Twin City Locations?
at? Oh, 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where did I get this number from?
No clue.
I don't know. There was something that was 40. Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, is what I do like though is subscribers and viewership is similar, so it seems like it's a consistent.
Yeah. It seems like
Every
whatever-
once in a while, like 180. Oh,
That's so...
that is what it would be nice.
Yeah, dude. Like, a couple hundred every time would actually make my life, if I'm being honest.
It's consistent though.
No, it definitely, like, it has built up over time since the beginning and hasn't necessarily dropped off, which is...
Like 30
That's
views,
wins. That's a win.
consistent. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's not bad.
No.
Definitely though, like TikTok and Instagram will be.
That's why, and it's and having it available on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that.
For the organic, for sure.
Yeah. Because then, you know, if they so choose to, like, want to watch us, they can. That's still an option.
Yeah.
Which is important because my own personal experience, sometimes I just want to listen. Like JRE, for example, I'll listen mostly.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll just want to watch it on the TV and I'll be like listening to what they're talking about.
Sometimes they'll
watching
protect our parks and stuff.
Yeah.
I like seeing the four.
I like it too, yes, because they're funnier with their mannerisms and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So I know that I'll get more out of it. So I like that we have an option now, at least.
Yeah. No, it cross-platform. That's
That's the whole goal. Well, fuck, now we're on YouTube, Amazon, fucking Rumble, Spotify and Apple.
yeah, and then soon we'll be on TikTok and Instagram with clips.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
probably in the next few months for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say by the sometime fresh new year, we'll
Like-
have it. We'll
yeah.
have it rocking.
We've been talking about it for a long time, but like for real.
Yeah, and like, well, the thing is we've talked about a lot of things a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, we were doing Rumble for the first time. We were like, oh, we're gonna be on YouTube sometime.
Yeah.
Fucking
No
finally. got on
rush.
there.
No rush.
No. And it's making it more fun for us that it's happening more organically. I'm not like, hey, by the 22nd, if we don't have fucking 10 of our episodes up on YouTube, like, this is a failure of a month. we're not hitting our stats. Like,
there are no expectations.
dude, relax. Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't makes us want to keep doing it. So, do you want to talk about what we were talking about before?
So, whole Trump thing, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we were talking about stuff like that. We were talking about Joe Rogan or Trump on the Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the full thing.
There was something specific though that you had said right before we started it.
That's okay. Is what I find crazy though about that whole thing is how many years has Joe Rogan been saying, "I won't have him on"? How many times has he said it? I know with the Patrick Bet-David podcast, Bet-David was like, "You have to have Trump on. You have to have Trump on.
Right.
You'd love it." And then I think the second time he came on, he said, "I know you're going to have him on." And sure enough,
crazy. Yeah, I think I do remember him saying that. He's like, I'm not interested in dealing with that because he's like, I don't want to stick myself into politics. And I get that, but you're not.
No.
He's at the end of the day, if you want to call him this, but he's a journalist in a way.
Yeah, he's
right?
an interviewer.
He's sitting there and collecting information.
As long as
and then spreads it around.
No one can fault him as long as he stays neutral.
Yeah, and mostly he stays neutral. He does share his opinions, though. He does straight up say pro this or against this. But overall, he admits that he's center. He's like, I'm in the middle. I like guns, but I also think that this shouldn't be doing a thing here. You know?
Do you like in it Trump? You're not a Kamala person. I know you, Joe. I know you as well as your wife knows you. You're not a Kamala person. You might be a Khabib person, but not a Kamala.
When he said, I know you as well as your wife does, I was like, holy shit, dude. I was
the thing is,
that's a
Joe
crazy
Rogan
statement.
and Donald Trump do go back, though.
Yeah,
from the UFC
yeah.
and
from
like
the 90s.
Yeah.
The 90s. Well, did you hear him talking about how pretty sure he did mention that Trump was like the first guy to provide the first 3 locations for the UFC?
Oh, really?
Yes. Isn't that crazy? And Joe was there for the first 10 fights.
Trump doesn't get credit for a lot of things he's done.
Yeah. And I get it because the problem with him, and this is me not being a Trump dick rider or a Trump hater,
Yep.
but like the man's fucked up a lot in his life too. You know?
Oh my!
Burned money. He's
God.
lost tons of millions of dollars. I'll be the first, to say like he's done both. He has been successful, but he's also failed horribly.
What is it? The Taj Mahal or whatever? He lost billions.
The Trump Hotel? Dude, the Trump Hotel.
Like Trump Tower?
Yeah. It's not even his.
No?
No. He went fucking, it got bankrupted and he had to give it up. Still says Trump on it though. So he still kind of wins that.
So does it really matter?
He has other shit. You know what I mean?
He's another guy where he just seems to just have money.
It's just always there.
The thing is though, is once you get to billionaire status, the connections you make,
it's all
the knowledge you have, you don't ever lose.
It's
that.
like hard to go back.
How? You always have rich
Like,
friends.
it's always gonna bring you up.
The thing is, he could lose everything. He has enough rich friends to where he'd get opportunities to
Yep.
rise
He'd be like,
back
hey,
up.
like, hook me up with this loan. Look at this business deal. This is gonna work. Yeah, that'll work. Here you go.
Yeah.
And back on top.
Yeah.
It's over. It's not hard, but you have to have those connections.
Absolutely.
You can't do that solo. A lot of people really think that becoming this multi-billionaire thing is a solo endeavor.
No.
It's quite the opposite.
You need tons of people to help you.
Other millionaires and billionaires. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, you want to be rich, go start hanging out with the rich people.
You have to.
That's how it goes.
But
surround yourself with what you want to become. So it's easy.
And not even because that's usually catered to mentality, but it's also opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to go in with some random on a real estate deal.
Yeah.
But that random could have the same amount of money as my buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go in with my buddy because at least
course.
I trust him.
Yeah.
I would rather say it was me and you. We'll use this example. I'm a
Sure.
multi-millionaire. You're where you're at. Okay. I would rather give you the $1 million than some random dude.
Yeah, I get it.
Or even some other random millionaire. I'd be
at least to some degree, even if I do fuck it, you can hold me accountable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you're not going to be like, hey, man, fuck you. I want that milli back. You'll be like, okay, well, I do want the milli back, but we'll work this out. We're going to make this happen. Whereas some random guy is going to be beef right away.
Or also, I know, though, even if, say, it fucking went sideways, I know you didn't fucking, like, just
purposely,
fuck it.
yeah. I didn't just go, oh, well, this is not my cash. I'm just going to throw it away. No,
Exactly.
obviously not. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I know you at least probably did as much as you could.
Tried. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I don't even know how Trump has his money right now. No idea what he does. I think it's just real estate.
It's probably all it is.
I'm assuming.
Real estate, maybe some stocks. That's about it, really.
I mean, he's probably invested in different businesses as any.
And I don't think that's like that. That's definitely somebody else doing that for him. He has no interest.
His kids.
Yeah.
I think his kids run his entire business now.
Yeah. He has no interest.
No, he's fucking trying to be a
He
president.
loves to talk. What do you think?
He's just.
That's why.
He's playing politics.
He
now.
loves it. He loves. However, one thing he did say on the pod that really was like, oof, was kind of resounding was when he's like, I was never a politician. I've never been a politician. This is my first time. Look, I've been president. He's like, I'm going to be president again. And I was like, shit, he's right. I was like, that one's, I was like, that's pretty legit.
Okay.
He went from no politicking at all.
Okay. There's a caveat, though. He's been probably lobbying politicians for 40 years.
He admitted that.
He's been playing the politics
He
game.
said I was playing the other side of it.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never been a politic. I've just been backing him up.
Yeah.
He admitted that, though, at least.
Yeah,
he did say, he's like, yeah, I've been funning him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but he's like, I've never even stepped foot.
Actually, I just seen, I don't know what podcast it was or like,
Excuse me.
but it was someone influential. That's the only reason I remember. Is they said right now, it's not even like a Democrat versus Republican. It's against the Washington elite career politicians versus the American people.
Yeah.
Because as much as we hate it, Trump does embody the American dream.
More or less.
American, because Kamala, Biden, all these people.
Those are career politicians that's what they've been doing. And
they've been politicians forever.
this is how it goes. And this is all they know. And
They
literally couldn't leave what they're doing right now and go do something else.
They have no idea how the world actually works.
No.
It's the Washington elite.
That's the worst. That's the thing that I hate the most is like they really are so what do they call that? Disconnected or fucking like
They're
how
not,
can you make these decisions?
They're not in reality.
No, they're all biased to their own needs.
Yeah.
Right? So like, you know, if making that deal with Germany, I'm just exampling here, but make that deal with Germany and it'll benefit the politicians of this area, or make the deal with whatever you call it, and it's like, oh, the American people will benefit in this way. Well, we're gonna make the deal for the other way. Like, fucking, it only benefits us.
Well, and it's also they just make deals with whoever funds their campaigns.
But they're not gonna look at it any other way.
Which makes sense.
I get
but
it.
It's not right.
I understand, but it's like the problem there is not so much like necessarily that they're doing it. It's that's just the way it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is the way to become a politician.
And if you go back in American history, a lot of politicians used to be successful business.
Mm-hmm.
Like there weren't a career politician.
No.
They
were ex-businessmen who understood, they were ear to the floor, they understood how the people are, and they made helpful decisions based on
it was usually like
making America great again.
It was usually just someone influential in the community, and they're like, that guy would help us.
Yeah. He understands money. He understands the economy. He gets where this money comes. He understands trades. We need this guy. Like, we want him to be trading our gold and our oil and shit.
Yeah, you don't want someone that doesn't know anything about economics running the economy.
Yeah, like this is the guy. Exactly.
And that's
it's got to change.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you get guys like Bernie Sanders fall flat on their face. Because he's a guy for the people, right?
Yeah.
That was his whole spiel. Man of the people. I don't take funding from these fucks. I don't do this. And he falls off.
He didn't play the game.
He disappears. Because, he not only did he not play the game, he went against it.
You have to know the rules of the game, and just, like, Trump has been playing the game, but his own way.
Yep. Which, I don't know how it's working. But it is.
He became president through it. He's never been governor. He's never been a mayor. He's never been.
Nothing.
He's been
Nothing.
the guy from Apprentice.
Yeah. 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 And then just became the president.
Which is incredible. I will say, if nothing less, impressive.
Good on him.
I've been seeing an old interview of him, and people asked, "Would you ever run for president?" And he's like, "That's the hardest job."
I remember. I've seen that one. Yeah.
He's just side quests.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's like, I don't know, man.
You know how we're like, we do some crazy side quests? He's side quest becoming the president.
How do you come up with that? Why would you even want to?
I mean, it is really common, though, with billionaires.
Yeah.
Which is...
I wouldn't even want to. I can't imagine.
Usually they don't try to become president. They just try to become more influential.
Yeah.
But, there's George Soros. Now even Elon Musk. He's trying to become... what is it? If Trump gets in, he's going to become the...
What? I didn't hear about this.
Oh, you haven't seen this? He's basically going to help audit the U.S. government.
Oh, right. He's gonna do to the government what he did to Twitter.
Yeah. He's gonna cut 80%.
Oh, right. I did hear about this. They want to remove as many of the
regulations.
Yeah, like all the fucking stopgaps and the red tape and so we're not. That's why they're not innovating in America anymore.
I forget if it was who was talking about it, but they said what it would be the most beneficial thing, like cutting taxes or cutting regulations. And I think it was Trump on the podcast.
It's regulations.
And basically every business is like, you reduce regulations, we'll pay all the fucking tax you want because we'll be making so much more money.
Exactly. It won't matter. It'll balance itself out.
Because, even Trump was saying with building real estate, and Joe Rogan was pushing hard against it because he's like environmental and this. But so much of the environmental isn't even environmental. It's just people trying to take money.
Yeah, it's just tape.
It's just
white
tape.
Bullshit, yeah.
Because really, building a building doesn't affect the environment that much.
Not really. Not in the same sense as other stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, pick your places and stuff like that.
And I really did like Trump voicing that, okay, we're trying to be so green, but we're not stopping China building 50 coal generation plants.
That's my argument. And I'm not saying, okay, when I talk about that, I'm throwing a hissy fit. I'm not even going to lie. That's what it is. I'm bitching because the fucking West is going, you need to drive electric cars. You need to be better. You need to stop eating so much fucking red meat and eat more plants. But then the other half of the world does not fucking do a goddamn thing. But I'm expected to essentially carbon tax myself so that the rest of the world can just fuck shit up?
Yeah.
No.
Like, that's the...
no.
That's why I don't agree. Okay, climate change. Sure, it's a thing. The West is the only ones that are trying to actually do anything about it.
It's the only ones. Like EU too. When I say West, I'll count the EU as well.
But when I think of the rest of the world, it's like Russia, India, China, like all those.
Yeah. Anything east. Anything east. Anything east. They don't fucking care.
They're economy driven.
Which I agree, but also there is a line.
Check and balance.
There's a fucking line, man. And the fact, I don't know.
Okay. The one thing with Trump is that he actually addresses that. Mm-hmm. And he's willing to sanction and fucking tariff the fuck out of everything they make, because it's like either you become more green or we don't buy anything from you, or it's a 200% markup.
Yeah. And then honestly, that's just going to cause so many other problems, which will be fun to watch. I'll be honest. It'll be a great time because America makes nothing.
And
they make nothing. Well, anything that's made in America now, that's genuinely really made in America, is fucking super expensive.
Yeah.
Because it costs an arm and a leg.
Because of regulations.
Yep. 100%.
And that's why if Trump cuts the red tape and promotes businesses to make things here.
Dude, let us build computer chips. Let us build phones. Let us build things here. Joe Rogan's big thing about the phone thing was charge me more for a phone so that I know that it's not a slave phone.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but you won't. You won't let us even build them here.
Yeah.
So I have to buy a slave phone. That's just another example of regulation, man. We're not allowed to do any of that shit here. We're not allowed to build things. We're not allowed to fucking create or innovate or fucking invent.
Did you see Trump? I don't know how true it is because I haven't looked into it. I want it to be true though, that he stopped. I forget. I think it was Japan or something was trying to build a massive car factory here, but it would be like Japanese.
Yeah.
And he because he's like it would have taken away from
Yes.
the already small industry that we have that's
Yeah.
like been dying for the last
Yeah.
50 years.
That's why it's kind of nice what they did here with Toyota, for example, up in Canada. Like we build Toyotas up here, but it's all Canadian. It's all Canadian driven. I'm confident to say
Yeah, whereas it would have been
the opposite, where
Yeah.
it's like Japan had their fingers actually in that business, and they were like, "Oh, we're making the money." Not
Yeah.
an adjacent American guy being like, "Oh, I just own this portion of it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Which is good. Which is good. Absolutely.
And another, I don't know how well it'll actually work, but did you see he wants to reduce taxes, increase tariffs? So basically, he wants to most of the GDP to come from like stuff they produce, but also
Right.
pretty much replace the income the government makes from taxes with tariffs.
Oh.
It's that's kind of his big. He said it on the Joe Rogan,
Right.
and he said it because he doesn't want it. He wants no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, which would be crazy. Imagine that here. I'd have so much more money.
If there's no tax on overtime, we're canceling the podcast.
Oh my god,
I'm working every day.
I'd make an extra $20,000 a year.
No, you wouldn't. You'd make far more than 20 grand a year.
No taxes on overtime.
Only overtime. Think about how many shifts you would take.
Oh yeah. I mean, like right now.
Oh, right now? Yeah. Okay, just doing what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, I'd even make an extra 20K off of just fucking the occasional training shift that I'm getting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, no, seriously. If there was no taxes on OT, I'd be taking 3 shifts of fucking extra a week.
Oh, I'd just set up a trailer.
Yeah. I'd be like, can I sleep in my car in here?
Am I allowed to just rip 16s?
Yeah, because like,
Mike, I got to take a break from training.
Yeah.
I got to go make some money.
yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I would book my regular shifts going overtime.
Yeah. Get fired real fast. But yeah,
But you wouldn't. That's the problem.
they're not a fan of that in the cast house.
Oh, yeah. We have guys that. The one guy has like 300 missed hours this year. He hasn't even been here a year.
Yeah, right now they're cracking down on attendance and shit.
Yeah. They've been.
Anything over 6.7%, which is ridiculous.
Blow me.
It's like fucking 9 shifts in an entire year. And you're like, no.
And we don't have sick days or anything.
We have sick, kind of.
Yeah, but it still counts towards that.
Yeah.
No, those should be exempt. You
I
should
know.
have.
And we do have personal days, but only if you're off the program. So if you're on the program, they can choose not to give it to you.
Okay, but personal days also count towards our hours.
Not the first 3.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not on the program.
Yeah.
If you're on the program, the attendance program, though, pretty much anything you do is fucking you.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Anything.
But back on the overtime and that.
Yeah.
I think lowering taxes is great.
Yeah, no,
It helps.
Let's go.
It'll help alleviate a lot of the stress.
Let's go.
It'll bring down prices.
Yep.
For everything.
Everything, man.
And it'll make
Living easier?
well, but it also incentivizes companies to be in the States and produce.
Incentivize fucking poor people to spend money that they can now spend. Like, it'll boost the economy every which way.
Yeah. And
It just will.
but also increasing tariffs on foreign goods
Yeah.
will then also increase companies to be here and spend their money here.
Yeah, hopefully. Exactly.
It's
That is the
States.
hope.
It will happen.
I have no faith. Dude, they're so comfy right now. They're so comfy right now.
Who?
America.
Oh.
They make everyone else make all of their shit.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. They make nothing there. So they're already in a bad position of like if this turned around right now, they would hurt first for a long time.
The thing is though, is I don't think many other countries could afford not to sell to the States.
I get what you're saying.
You got to think the West is a consumer-based economy.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Where else are you going to import millions of cars?
Yeah, I know.
Most other countries, driving isn't as common.
No, it's not even the same.
Especially brand new cars.
I was gonna say not even as common, but like they're just anything that's already there is what they drive.
Yeah.
Well, look at Cuba.
But even
perfect example.
But if you even go like China, Japan, most people don't drive. It's public transit. Europe, it's mainly public transit.
Yep. You have to like cars.
Yeah.
You have to want a car or have a need for it.
You have to live in like more of a suburban area.
Here in North America, it's like you need a car.
Oh, absolutely.
It sucks.
But in Europe,
I like cars. Don't get me wrong. So for me, it's fine. But it genuinely sucks because it's like,
yeah, you can't rely on public transit.
No, there's no chance, dude. I tried to do that fucking first 5 years of my life going to college, and it's like
I couldn't imagine.
Is a nightmare. Start biking. You know, freezing rain, and I'm like, I'm gonna bike.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I hate my life.
At least I know that I'll get there. At least I know under my own power, I'm gonna make it. I'll be there.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the bus, it's like it's a gamble. I don't know.
It's not reliable.
Show up to class and like you're late, and I'm like, fuck you.
It's like, yeah, public transit shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not catching the half hour before class bus just to be here 20 minutes early.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I was late every class.
And that's
every 8:30 class, and they'd be like, "Whoa, why are you late?" And I'm like, "I catch the bus." We'll catch the earlier one, and I go, "No."
That's what
no, I'm not doing that.
I like about New York, and that is most people take public transit because it's actually reliable. When it's
it makes sense to. You can take the train, and you're gonna get to where you need to be, and take a 3-minute walk to wherever you got to go.
Yeah,
that's great.
I
would honestly, and I would still probably own a car just because I'm that guy, but I would use it way more often. I'd use public. I mean, not the car, but the public transit.
I would say the car would be days off.
Yeah, for fun. Go for a trip or whatever. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I would public transit all the time.
Or
you
like,
kidding me?
Or like use it the once a week to grab groceries and like.
Absolutely.
So I'm not taking everything on the fucking train.
If Emma were to move in, would she like? Let's say that gym opens. Would she switch there?
What gym?
Oh, Planet Fitness.
Wait, what?
There's supposed to be a Planet Fitness in the Walmart here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
If they have tanning beds, I'm quitting Fit for Less.
Oh, valid, yeah.
Walk to my tan.
I hope Mike opens a new gym.
I know he's definitely taken a step back a little because I can see what happened. You know what I mean? Do you see what happened?
He was looking for anything that would work.
It was 100% in.
Yeah.
Full tilt. And then too many things went wrong all at once, and he was like, "Fuck."
He's in.
And I'm not saying he's defeated. That's not.
No.
We know Mike. He's gonna turn around fucking next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But point being is, I could tell he was like, "Fuck sakes, man."
Well, he put all that effort in with nothing,
and he vetted it so hard. He took like a month. He was in town for like a month trying to get this done.
Yeah.
And then he left, and he was like, "I'm not coming back for like 2 weeks."
I know the feeling exactly. And yeah, it's fully defeating.
No, it's so frustrating. I can imagine. Because it doesn't help that the whole fucking gang of guys were like, yeah! It's going to be fucking sick, man! You know what I mean?
I don't think
we were all way too hype about it.
I don't think it was negative, though, either.
No. I'm not saying it was negative at all.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help that we were all amping it up. So the energy... For him, let's say the energy was here, and when he started doing his hunt and whatever else, it was like brought up to here, right? And he was like, yeah, all right. And then he has 6 fucking meatheads go, new gym, and the energy goes up to here.
Yeah.
So that when it does come crashing, it's like, wha-boom, right? Instead of just a little, bu-bu. So he took it hard probably and was like, fuck, man. I get it.
He'll find something.
It's just, that's the play. That's the tough thing about the Sioux is locations trash, number 1. And number 2, regulations.
Yeah.
That's why fuck all gets done. That's why the mall looks the way that it does.
If the States goes the way it's possible, as far as cutting regulations, like all that changing, makes it even more likely for me to go there eventually. Especially for business.
Well, yeah, I understand. Of course.
For nothing else than the regulation cuts. Because it is impossible to get anything done in Canada.
Yep. And here's the thing. As much as I'm not a fan of the States, genuinely I'm not. I really am not. And
No, it's a cesspool.
yeah, exactly. It's just I don't know. I can't handle the arrogance, but besides that,
Arrogance, greed,
Yeah.
just scumminess
it's
altogether.
so bad.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's like I would still live here, and I would just have everything over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything would be over there. I just have my house here. I like Canada.
I mean, purely business. Yeah.
Yep, that's how I would do it
Yeah.
too. Yep, no, absolutely. You got to understand. You know,
I would-
real dollars are over there.
I would own the freedom dollars, baby. I would own my real estate over there, the business over there, and
Yep.
then probably just
Yep.
you know,
Chill.
spend 6 months in each country
Yep.
or whatever I
Or
have
wherever
to
the
do.
fuck I want. Wherever the fuck I want.
Go, when it gets fucking shitty here, I'll go to Europe, and
Yeah.
then when it's
I'll come here for a week in the winter just to keep myself humbled.
yeah, and then I'll probably have a house and I don't know wherever,
Yep.
and yeah,
I have a quaint little house up on 4th Line.
maybe a
and
nice
then
ranch.
a fucking
Ooh,
ranch down in Tex.
I would
Fucking-
love a ranch in anywhere in the States.
Yep. Well, fuck. Oh, I just actually funny. Speaking of ranches, I just watched the Luke Bryan episode with Joe Rogan. You know Luke Bryan, the
Yeah.
country singer. Like, it's definitely not my type of music, like any stretch of the imagination. But he's like a really he's a guy's guy.
Yeah,
He's about as guy's guy as it gets. Like,
yeah.
just shooting. Like the whole 3-hour episode was just them shooting the shit
Oh, I believe it.
about hunting, about music and hanging out, the boys, whatever. It was super fun. It was super
There's
fun.
another guy.
But I was just saying he has a 1,200 acre fucking lot.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but all he does is hunt on it.
I like it. I honestly thought it'd be bigger.
He has a fenced in property. He's like, this is my property, and
Fair enough.
I like to hunt inside my fence, and that's it. I was like, all right.
Do you know Coulter Wall, like Kate McCannon or the Devil Wears a Suit and Tie?
No,
I'll play it later. He's another country, but this guy cares so little about it. Like it's Post Malone wanted to do something with him, and he said, "Yeah, you can come to my ranch and do it with me." He's like, "I'm not leaving it." It was like hunting season or something. He's like, same as I think Joe Rogan tried to get him on. He's like,
I'm busy.
He's like, you can come to me when I'm free.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
yeah.
Like he does not
Yeah,
care.
he doesn't care. That's awesome.
And you look at him,
Good
he
for
is
him.
a country boy.
Good for him.
And
Sticks to his guns.
I do respect people like that don't get entrapped by the fame. Like the Haktua girl.
Yeah. Now she's worth like $22 million. Good for her, but like,
She sold out so hard.
thing is,
and it's not lasting.
it's
already- I'm already annoyed.
Okay, I was annoyed the first week, and not with her. I'm not annoyed with her at all. I'm annoyed
No.
with everyone else. I'm annoyed with the public.
I hate that shit like that draws so much attention.
That's
like,
what I'm talking. That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying right now.
like she shouldn't have a podcast.
I despise the No, good for her. No, you're not seeing it the right way.
Okay.
Good for her.
Okay, yeah.
The whole public went, "You're going to be famous now."
Oh,
Right?
I would also
and
run.
she went,
I would run. with
"Fine."
it. Yeah, yeah.
Right? She went, "Fine. I'll do it." And then everyone's like, "Oh, she's milking the fucking." No, you gave it to her. The whole world went, "What she just said is enough."
Yeah, which is the problem.
Huck Tua. Hilarious. I've
Go
heard
and spit on that thing.
way funnier fucking shit. I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm going to be a fucking prick. That wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. It was fucking lame.
No, it was just some cute girl
It was
saying
lame.
something dirty.
It was fucking lame. And if we had just left it at that, it would have been okay. But everyone lost their minds. They were like, "Oh my god!"
I didn't get it.
It
I
was
didn't get
not-
why it was.
I didn't. It was like
It made sense for the meme for like a week.
Like
it
for-
should have been a week.
what was even the question? How do you keep a man or something like that?
I think so.
I think it was something like that. And she was like, "Yeah, spit on that thing." And it's like
Hawk Tua and spit on that
she's
thing.
being crass, but like everyone's thinking it.
Yeah, she was.
Right?
She was. It's nothing that
It's like,
hasn't
how do you
been
keep
said.
a woman? Fucking make her come.
Yeah.
How do you keep a guy? Put his thing in your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha. Obviously, that's crass and
Sex
like
sells.
extreme, but let's be honest here. If you're with someone who does cool things, you tend to look away for a few of the other things that you're not a huge fan of.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's just how fucking humans are designed. But, like I said, I don't hate her. She milked it. She fucking grabbed those reins and just ran. She was like, fine, you know what, fine.
Oh, I don't blame her at all.
I hate the public. I hate that they went, you're going to be famous now. And then they turned around and went, oh, why is she famous now?
Yeah.
I can't deal with that stupidity level.
It's like the fact that you liked 37 different videos that had her in it. That's why she's famous.
Now she's fucking everywhere, and it's all your fault. It's all of your faults. All these, I don't even know the age group. I don't even know. Was it all 16 to 20-year-olds? Was it all teens? Was it all fucking adults?
I think it was
Like, what the fuck was it? Who fucking thought that was hilarious? Was it 50-year-olds that are so out of touch and so, like, withdrawn from the world and so sensitive that they were like, oh my God.
I'm going to say 16 to 40.
Yeah.
Would probably
Which
be.
is that's a crazy jump you just gave.
No, but
I
because
know,
the thing
I know.
is from what I seen, it was like, that is ever, like, because
It's everyone that's in the internet that's kind of
that's why I cap it at about 40,
like
50 maybe.
like adding their influence to some degree, you know, on the internet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it just frustrates me. It's like that's stuff like that makes me want to just like keep making internet shit. Cause, like, dude, all it takes is one stupid little thing.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's gonna be a clip that just goes like,
Oh, there's 4 million, 40 million views on this.
and I'll just be like, oh
what
shit.
the fuck happened? You know what I mean? And then everything else gets 50K views just by the trickle down effect. I'd freak the fuck out.
I would need a minute.
I wouldn't know what to do. The next episode would be so much pressure.
We'd probably over prepare to be shit.
I'd be sitting there sweating. I'd hit record and I'd be like, okay, hey,
How-
everybody.
How scared would you be posting that next one?
Yeah, because there's going to be comments.
No.
There's going to be likes. There's going to be dislikes. There's going to be...
No, because as soon as you post that next one after, you'd be able to like live, because it would be, there'd probably be enough people waiting for the next episode
yeah.
that you'd post
Refresh.
it and you'd probably be watching it all night.
I'd be like...
It'd be 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Oh boy.
That's all it's going to take.
That's all it's a business, a podcast,
Whatever
anything.
it is. It's just got one little thing has to catch fire and just ignite. That's all it does. That's all it's...
Oh, and it's going to be some stupid clip we did 4 months ago.
Like, think about the Paul brothers. Well, one of them fucking walked through the forest and found a dead dude and was like, ha ha ha. And, like, that got him so much negative publicity. But look at him now.
I mean, he was pretty famous before, but yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But I feel like that was a turning point for him. Like, he was famous to the point where it was like, he's a YouTube guy. Like,
Yeah,
he's a pretty
okay.
famous YouTube guy. Now he's at the forefront of everything anybody ever does.
I would say that made him brand shift and switch to something that can be bigger. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was like his catalyst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he switched from the YouTube guy to he
Pretty
pretty
a
much
few million, like, definitely popular. Absolutely.
So
I'm not saying that.
he did have to switch more into business because he was not liked in the internet.
Not in the yeah. Well, he fucked around. Like,
Well, did you see? I think Jake Paul just endorsed Donald Trump. I'm pretty sure he just posted a video.
not really surprised.
Not at all.
Some things like that people, like famous people or whatever. Why are we ever surprised? Like Kid Rock, his new video. I didn't watch it because I honestly don't respect the guy, and it's not even because he's whatever he is, like pro whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like Kid Rock. He kind of looks like a rat, and he's kind of a douche.
You want to know? Because he came out and supported Trump, right?
Yeah. Which is why I'm saying it's like, are you surprised?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and Aiden Ross, the streamer.
Are you surprised? That's what I mean. Like, these people endorsing certain politics, it's like, you already knew who they were. Who did you think they were going to vote for?
The thing I am not a fan of, and I seen it more on the Democratic side, but I think that's just a bias towards.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
I guarantee Republicans are doing it as well.
Yeah.
But I've only seen it with the Democrats where they're, and I know both sides are doing it. They're paying B-list like TikTok and YouTube celebrities to just endorse them.
Yeah.
And most of them are fucking laughable.
Yeah.
It's like
They don't even have like a fucking crowd. It's
Yeah.
just like, like they got a couple hundred thousand people and they're just hoping. They're throwing everything to the wind at this point.
and that's what. Well, Kamala Harris was supposed to go on Joe Rogan, and it's just like not happening because she would only do an hour, and she would only do it in like Washington, and it's like, tell me you don't want to go on without telling me you don't want to go on.
And like everyone online, I saw that everyone online was like, "Oh, it's fucking 10 days out from the election." I'm like, they're doing nothing right now. Don't kid yourself. All they're doing right now is walking around and going to talk to people.
Yeah,
Everything's done.
it's the last minute.
The game is up. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen already. Go talk. That would, if anything, help. When you think, go on the biggest podcast on the planet and try and get your shit out there.
And what was it? It was 1 million views an hour
Yeah.
for the first like day.
Uh-huh.
It's got like 33 million views.
As much as I'm not a huge fan of Kamala at all, I would watch it.
I would be curious.
I'd have to listen to the whole thing, see if I was wrong about anything, and then have Joe as my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that situation, Joe's my guy. He's going to vet her, and he's going to poke and prod. And if he goes, hey, what about this? And she goes, whoop, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I see how she is. You know what I mean?
And that's why you'll never see it happen.
No, because she doesn't want that.
Because
she doesn't want the clarity. She doesn't want that.
No.
She wants it all shrouded as much as she can.
Why do you think she's been, like, the last few days, she hasn't been anywhere? She is hiding from the public.
She's reclused.
Because pretty much her best chance is people knowing nothing.
Yeah. Which is arguably, I'm not saying I know nothing, but me really, because I have totally removed myself from her, from that whole situation. I'm not listening. You know what I mean? No. But so from my perspective, I guess I wouldn't even do anything anyways at all. But it's definitely the people that are weak-minded, that are just easily afflicted.
Yeah, no,
anything that she says, they'll just...
No, the thing is, though, is pretty much every time she talks, she does worse in the polls.
Yeah.
So
she's burying herself.
Whereas Trump, most of the times he goes on these things, it is helping him.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be. It should...
Yep.
Like, you should constantly be seeing president-elects in the press talking about what they're going to do. Like, because then you can almost build a trust. Like,
yeah, and then also accountability.
Because then it's like,
hey, you said a bunch of these things. Obviously, we never expect 100% of everything to get done. It's not humanly possible. But if you do none of the things, then it's like...
But if you say none of the things you're going to do...
Then we can't even hold you accountable. You never said anything, so whatever you're going to do, you were going to do. Right?
Exactly.
But if we have 14 hours of footage of you talking and saying all these things, then we go, you haven't done a thing.
Okay, like that be, say in the next 4 years, say Trump gets in. Mm-hmm. If over the next 4 years he doesn't increase tariffs, doesn't decrease taxes, doesn't get rid of regulations, then he's a joke.
Yeah. And then he'll go down in history as like one of the worst presidents.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he doesn't want to do that.
As much as people hate him, he does seem to actually care about America and making it better.
Yep. Yeah.
Which
he has extreme ways, and he's like personality intense.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, like he's abrasive and whatever else. But people probably just like that because it's different. It's so different.
Did you see?
There's no one else like this.
In an interview, I wish I saved it, and I wish I knew the guy's name. They asked him. They're like, so it's going to cost the taxpayers $88 billion a year to deport 1 million illegal immigrants. $88 billion for 1 million a year. And he's like, how do you feel about that? And he's like, well, what's your price on national security? They already spend what $2 trillion a year on their military.
Yeah. Give me a break.
$88 billion is basically nothing.
It's chump change. Come on.
First off, like, most of their budgets are higher than that. Which, but then they're like, he's like, what's your price on national security? Okay. Then they said, well, how are you going to minimize not breaking up families and whatnot? Stone-faced.
Oh, no.
Deport them all together. I was like, whoa. Like, zero regret does not. He's like, oh, we just deport the whole family together.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Why would we separate them?
We don't have to separate them.
it
We just
doesn't
send them all.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's intense, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Either you play the game and you become an American citizen properly, or get the fuck out. I don't know.
No, because what's the point of having borders?
Yeah. Agreed.
And
There's like immigration's fine, but when it's done properly and legally, and you know what I mean, like,
well, the thing
not
is,
the way we're doing it here up here.
well, because the thing is not even even for the simple fact that it could be people fleeing because they're murderers.
Yeah.
Like done crimes.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
You need to make sure that these are good citizens.
100%.
And I know the world is trying to move to an open border like policy and one world unification, which I think for it possibly could bring us to the net if everyone worked together towards common goals, but that just doesn't happen.
I think
That's an idealistic.
I think truly we're not ready for that.
No,
Not even
we're too
close.
divided.
We're more divided now than we've ever been. Number one.
Absolutely.
And number two, just look at the scape of the world, right? It's like, is there any way right now that you think China could just be like, you know what? Yeah, man. Let's all work together. Exactly. Thank you.
Or Israel, or Palestine.
It's
or
never gonna happen.
Iraq.
And ideally, I get what you're saying. It is an idealism, right? But I do think that that's probably the only chance for humanity. I don't mean the next 100 years. I mean humanity in general. I feel like if we don't eventually just come all together, the whole planet. I'm not saying one country can, every single person has to agree. Not one country can be on their own. Everyone has to agree and we can just move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one.
Technologically, we would, if the whole planet got together and pooled our information together, it would be a dawn of a new age.
Oh,
right?
Without a doubt.
We're nowhere near.
Like one currency, one
Sure.
government.
Like a credit system.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like a currency, but a credit system. And you can be credited for a bunch of things. You can work for this. You can do whatever for that.
Yeah.
And it's, well, actually, like Star Trek. Do you know kind of the whole premise to Star Trek? I'm not a Trekkie. Keep in mind, I'm not a Trekkie. More Star Wars guy. But I know about Star Trek. The whole thing in Star Trek is there's no money. And you're given the job that you would be best at.
Oh, yeah.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why they're the way they are. They have fucking spaceships, and they can fucking fly through the galaxy, reach unknown universes, because they got over it. You know what I mean? They got over it, and they pulled together.
Whereas Star Wars is more like extreme capitalism.
Exactly. Star Wars is more like what would happen today in a million years or whatever. Yeah.
Because
Star Trek is the idealist version, and Star Wars is more like, this is more reality.
Because if you go Star Wars, there's credits. There's like Imperial
Yeah,
credits.
exactly. There's still stuff like that.
And basically, they're like the generals are just warlords of different areas.
That's it.
Which is,
And planets are just countries. Same shit, different pile, bigger space. That's all it is.
and
No different. Politics are crazy. Fucking, there's an imperial side, there's the good guys, and there's the rebels.
But in Star Wars, like because they make it good and bad.
I agree, but that's the old style. More of the new content of Star Wars is more like there's a lot of gray.
And well, it's the same as
And that's real.
it's
more
the same as like if you look at any war, there's always the good guys and the bad guys. It depends what side you're on.
That's it.
Because the Germans didn't think they were bad guys.
No, they were like, dude, we're doing this for the world.
Yeah.
And the world was like, hey, do you see how you're going about doing this, though? Right? And the Germans were like, but this is the only way. It's like, well, maybe at this time.
It's the same as we think Russia's bad. Russians don't think Russians are bad. No. Russia thinks the U.S. and the West is bad.
Yeah. And part of me goes, actually, they're kind of right. Like, you know what I mean?
It's more everybody's bad. It's
we're all bad in our own special way, and it's whatever suits your needs.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like America, oil, freedom, fucking whatever, but there's a reason why they want oil. There's a reason why they want that shit, because that's what their shit runs on.
I think we talked about that last podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point, right? It's like whatever, and I don't even mean just oil, but like whatever country is after whatever, it can make them a bad guy because they're going to do anything they can to get that thing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's everyone's like that though.
Did you see
Everybody's like
Trump
that.
also wants to decrease energy prices like 50% or something?
Yeah.
Because he wants to start drilling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
hardcore.
yeah.
He wants the oil fields flowing.
But did you hear how he was talking about nuclear though? I wasn't a fan.
I didn't get that far in the podcast.
Wasn't a fan. He was like, yeah, we had the big problem in Fukushima, and then we had the issue that, Chernobyl and blah, blah, blah. And Joe's like, it's like the cleanest, most efficient fucking power.
Oh,
on
he's
the
not
planet.
nuclear.
He's not very nuclear.
Interesting.
I know.
He could come around to it.
I would hope so.
I think
Because, nuclear's the future.
fusion.
Yeah.
It's fusion in general.
The future. That's how it has to be.
Absolutely.
That and hydrogen.
Hydrogen fusion.
It's not
Yeah.
electricity, and it sure as fuck isn't oil.
No, agreed.
And it's not even necessarily because, it's a finite resource. Whatever, man. Like, there's so much fucking oil.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up. That's just stop. Fuck.
It's a finite resource, but also
It's finite for the next million years.
okay. But there's also oil constantly being created still.
Yeah, exactly. It's a constant cycle, and it has a lot to do with the way that the Earth actually cools and heats.
Yeah, and it's like decomposition and like
It's mostly plant matter.
yeah. It just takes forever,
Yeah.
but the thing is the process has started, so
Yeah.
it's going to constantly keep
And we're making synthetic stuff.
well, and even
We're making synthetic fuel.
no, that
Like, it's fucking possible. We don't need all this shit.
no.
Just fucking make nuclear plants. Fuck. Give people power.
I want Star Wars.
Fucking rolling blackouts in fucking California because they can't afford to charge their electric vehicles?
Okay, well, first off, the grid needs to be completely revamped.
It should just be ripped out.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Across, honestly, all of North America.
Yeah, try again.
Put back in, yeah.
Well, because it's been hobbled together over the
No,
last
that's-
100 years.
That's why we pay an arm and a leg for internet.
Yeah.
Because we have this many people. We have less people than you have in California. And more space than anyone else on the planet.
Can we get like another
Second largest country on the fucking earth.
I think I need to have like 20 children.
Like,
Let's like fill this country up with my babies.
and that's it's so concerning because it's like there's no white people making kids anymore. And I'm not saying that in a racist way. I'm just saying like it's I don't know. I don't even know.
No.
I don't even know what I'm saying, to be honest with you.
This is I think Elon Musk's talked about it because he's had tons of kids. I know actually it's funny that's on my Twitter. Scott Galloway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of super rich Caucasian or like white ethnicity
Sure.
talking about it in the West especially is basically like men and women brainwashed into not having families. That it is bad for you.
Yeah.
And that also it's so expensive to have children, nobody can afford it. So it's like a double-edged sword where we're being brainwashed to where we're told children will basically ruin your life.
Yeah.
For like guys, for women, it's going to destroy your career potential and all this. And then the cost of living is so high that we can't afford to live ourselves,
Yeah.
let alone
Yeah.
support 1, 2, or 5 children.
It just goes all hand in hand. Yeah, I know. I know.
The system is set up to
Like honestly, if the way that the system was set up in a way that it was like a lot easier, I'd fucking have a few. Whatever.
and even did you see? Speaking of just like as far as
But it's also like I don't want to spend $250,000 on a kid.
I don't care.
I do. I just don't care.
Um,
That's the problem. I don't care either.
Like because now everything we're brainwashed into how much do you make, money, and that's why females aren't getting married and having kids because they're told you got to be a boss bitch,
Yep.
all this,
Yeah.
and also I love this that it's like most female jobs are are jobs that they would just be doing at their house and they're doing it at other people's.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh shit.
And it's so true.
Oof.
Because
Oof.
like accounting,
Canceled.
secretary, cleaning, cooking, all of this canceled. Absolutely. But it's so many things that
I know what
they
you're
would
saying. I
normally
know what you're
do
saying.
in their own home.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It was like I think it was a comedian that said it, where they're
Yeah.
like, the biggest joke ever is that they convinced women to go into the workforce to do things that they would do at their own house.
Yeah. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny.
I actually, and then Seinfeld, I just seen a thing where he was talking about, he's like, back in the 70s, nobody cared how much money they made. You never
Yeah.
talked about it. It wasn't, you didn't go up to Joe over there and be like, so, you where are you working? How much do you make?
Yeah.
Like, it was, people wanted a cool job, and all that mattered is that you could survive. Now it's, I need to make $1 million a year, and if I'm not making that, I don't care what I'm doing.
Back in the day, the American dream was have a good paying whatever, and by good paying it was to survive. If you could feed your kids, your wife, have their house,
Have a car,
go
on
to
a trip.
church on Sundays, and that was the American dream. It was very simple.
The American dream has definitely changed. Now the American dream is, I need a Bugatti.
I want a 10-car garage. I want to have 15 million followers on Instagram, whatever
Yep.
the fucking bullshit. And I need my face everywhere. And I want to have my own clothing line, and I want my own supplement brand, and I want fucking.
not
That's
the
the
American
new
dream.
American dream. And it's like that's not actually what it should be.
I actually did a thing on
They're
it.
falsehoods.
I did a thing on the American dream and like, is it dead, whatnot, in high school. And it's a really common theme in like The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
The American dream. Great Gatsby is not the American fucking dream.
No.
That is the craziest elite ever.
Exactly.
Like, that is the top 0.0001%.
I think people misunderstood that movie.
Yeah.
I really think people misunderstood that movie.
It is.
Like, the character was entertaining, yes. I appreciate that. Leo killed it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like, he was so charming and so. But how do you not see that that's what that is?
The book was great, too.
Yeah, you actually read the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm assuming it was far more detailed and far more interesting.
actually, the movie did pretty well.
Yeah? Okay, that's surprising then. That's nice. Good to hear.
There was a little bit more depth of the characters.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it was. I would say most of Leonardo's movies do pretty
Yeah, I agree.
well.
Yeah.
It just that's the type of actor he is. But no, like
I still can't get over Django.
is what I got out of The Great Gatsby more than anything is a man deeply dissatisfied with his life and constantly trying to get reassurance and trying to be this huge character. He was deeply unhappy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He did all of that for Daisy.
Yeah.
And then Daisy ended up getting him killed.
Yeah.
Is how he did it. Pretty much that movie is he did it for the girl.
Uh-huh.
He set up his entire life to try to get this woman.
And it failed.
Because she was, and it also shows a great divide between the crazy wealthy elite and how no matter how much money you have, you can't break into that world of old money.
Yeah.
Because in the book and in the movie, and then if you read like articles about it, it said he had way more money than whatever Daisy's last name is, whatever
Right.
family it was.
Yeah.
That he was actually worth more, and he had a bigger house. He had fancier everything.
Yeah.
And he constantly did flex it, and that's why he had extravagant parties every single night.
All
like,
the time, yeah.
He was the playboy like crazy,
It's Tony Stark of the past.
basically. Like, and it was all from illegal
Bootlegging?
Yeah,
Right,
bootlegging booze. And he also he knew everybody. He was the guy, but with even all of that clout, all of that money, he couldn't become.
No. What he wanted to be.
He couldn't.
No.
Because he would have needed to be rich for the last 200 years.
Yeah.
And that is the one sad thing for anyone that wants to be in that class is it doesn't matter how much money you have.
No.
Sure, you have to be rich.
Yeah.
But there's not an amount of money that buys you that.
Now you're just modern wealthy. It's two different things. Two different
And
things.
the old money's way cooler.
Yeah, but
I'll
I'm
take
over
what I
it.
can get.
Yeah. We don't even get that choice.
I know. It'd be so cool, though.
Yep.
But yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool. I also feel like there'd be other things that wouldn't be so cool.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like we could never be in the same as a Rockefeller or a Vanderbilt or
No.
whatever.
No.
Or a Ford or
Whatever. Yeah.
Pick your fucking last name.
Yeah. Pick your fucking
Rothschild.
king of the world.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
But Great Gatsby, great movie.
It was a good movie. I did enjoy it.
The parties were crazy.
They
But no,
were.
he never attended them.
No, not one. Such a strange fellow. But that's because, yeah. That goes all hand in hand with how he was and how he feels.
He didn't care about
No.
the parties.
It had nothing to do with the party.
Wasn't it? He always threw them like hoping Daisy would come or something. Wasn't that like?
Yeah, he wanted her to like catch wind and show up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually she like did.
Yeah. Still didn't end up well. Good for him. Poor guy.
And the old spot.
Old spot.
Oh,
Spot.
and also in the throughout the whole movie, you can tell he's deeply lonely. He has no friends.
Oh, the whole time.
Because that's why when that
Dude,
guy.
there was scenes where you could see it in his face. He was miserable.
What? Who's the guy that played Spider-Man? What's his that?
Andrew Garfield? Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire.
Okay, yeah.
You know Tobey Maguire's in it.
Yes.
Because when he shows up, he's like, pretty much do anything for him.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like, because Tobey Maguire and it knows Daisy.
Right.
He's there, whatever.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, Daisy's coming over, like, and then he does all this flowers and spends all this money and whatnot. And Tobey Maguire's like, dude, like, and he's like fucking sweating, and it's like,
Relax.
like, dude,
Holy
chill.
shit. Yeah.
And then like he's driving him around in his Bentley, and like, yeah,
Oh.
you can tell he's a deeply broken character.
So broken.
I will say he did a great job showing that, like,
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Leonardo DiCaprio, great actor.
He is a great actor. As crazy as he is in real life, like, arguably he's not really all that crazy. He just has a preference in women, and then that's
he's got a pretty eclectic life.
Yep.
P. Diddy parties.
Yeah.
Did you see Kill Tony? You know
Which episode?
No. But you know the guy from Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Did you see he was at the Trump rally?
No. Like Tony Hinchcliffe himself was there? Okay. Yeah,
He was like making jokes.
That's awesome.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure though it was him. He made a joke, and he's like, more and more Democratic rallies are starting to be like P. Diddy parties, because Beyonce, Eminem, like, he made that joke.
Oof.
He's like, the Democratic parties are looking more like P. Diddy parties.
Man, that Eminem thing kind of upset me a little.
I couldn't believe it. But now, why?
Like, who's in his pocket?
Or whose pocket's he in?
Yeah. Why? What's he got? What is he? What?
What did he do
There's
wrong?
a few questions. Yeah, it's like, did he do something so bad that he needs this backup?
We know
or-
why Beyonce is.
Why? What?
Have you not seen all that stuff regarding Beyonce?
I don't.
Do you notice that every it's been like since the P. Diddy stuff came out, it's been people have brought it up a lot more. Anytime anyone wins a music award, they say they congratulate Beyonce for being the best always. When Taylor Swift first won it, Kanye West came up and thanked Beyonce.
Yeah.
You remember that
I
one?
remember that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you finish.
But there's like dozens of examples. The only person that has survived and not did it is Billie Eilish, because Justin Bieber said that when she first started that he'd like protect her from the music industry and she doesn't have to worry about stuff like that because now he was big enough.
Yeah.
And so, you know the song She Knows? She knows, and I know she knows.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
In it talks about Beyonce, and there were two artists that died after winning awards, and they didn't thank Beyonce, like very shortly after, and they were up and coming stars.
How long ago?
That
The deaths.
Oh,
Was this like early 2000s type people, or
yeah, I think so.
like Aaliyah?
Yeah.
No. No way. Fuck off. Are you serious? That's the one person that came to mind. Drake sings about her all the time.
From J. Cole.
Dude, what? The fuck is this?
I'm trying to see.
Uh-huh.
One of them was Aaliyah, and Trends over. Aaliyah was the main one.
Yeah.
But there was another one. But apparently it's J. Cole rapping about the whole Beyonce thing and how she has like her fingers really in that music industry, and it's a whole
Destiny's Child,
messed
man.
up. Well, and even Eminem though rapped about P. Diddy and like the fact that he probably killed Pac, and like he's also been making money off of Biggie longer than Biggie was alive, and like all this stuff.
Which is nuts.
Okay, Hollywood and the
Ooh.
music industry is so messed up and so twisted, and now we're just starting to see a glimpse of it, and it
Yeah.
is terrifying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's the levels are infinite. The levels are infinite.
Oh
All this shit started in the 50s, 60s.
no, but it's crazy the power that, like, say a Beyonce or a P. Diddy, because you wouldn't think of it.
No. It's not something that crosses your mind that way.
But yeah, I think Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're like getting in trouble right now for. There's a whole lot happening in the
Wow.
in the music industry
That's fun.
as far as like actual like deaths are coming out and people are getting like
yeah.
like accused of.
Huh.
Because most of the time it's just like, okay, this person died. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
But now there's like basically like people like ratting and being like,
That's
oh
crazy.
no.
Because like Aaliyah died in a plane crash.
Mhm.
That's so crazy.
Mhm.
Imagine
And it was just after she won like a music
Yeah.
award.
Imagine you had to like.
You pretty much have to kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd die.
I would too.
I don't kiss any rings. I don't even kiss rings at work.
No, I would die.
Yeah. I'm not made for that. I'm not made to bow.
No.
At all. I can't.
No,
I
no.
literally can't bow.
Now, but it always, I'm always curious, like, now, who does Beyonce bow to, though?
Right.
There's got to be someone.
The devil.
Probably.
Mephisto. I'm going to guess. Like, you don't get that kind of power and all-incoming.
Let's go down this
Without
rabbit
the
hole.
devil.
Let's go down this rabbit hole a little bit.
Sure. Would you sign a deal with the devil? Sell your soul? What would you sell it for?
Okay, I first want to say,
Here we go.
this is, if this doesn't get taken off, if any episode's ever going to get taken off, it's this one. What is
Yeah.
do you actually believe there is a possibility that you could say sign with the devil? Now, are we using a metaphoric devil or a legitimate higher being?
I'm being honest here. There's no metaphoric devil. I don't believe in a metaphoric devil. You're just either a piece of shit or not, so maybe there is a real devil. But then that implies there's God.
That's why I say
That's
a
my
higher
kind
being.
of. I understand. I understand.
Because I don't want to get into the God. Or
No, and
devil
I'm not. I'm very much more like there's a higher power of some kind.
Energies.
But like,
yeah.
is it one? Is it two? You know what I mean?
Or
is there
it-
a yin and a yang? Like,
Or
is there,
an
two halves?
actual, or is it just like
Is
all
it
around?
or is it one that gets to kind of decide? Like, what is it? Now, let's say there is a devil. Yeah, it's like sell your soul.
And well, like,
Then-
isn't that the whole thing with the 27 Club? Is they sold their soul to the devil to become famous, and then they die at 27,
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
like Kurt Cobain
Yeah.
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah.
And okay, but now why is it so common in the music industry and Hollywood?
Fame and fortune.
I guess
It's really what it is.
Well-
and it's always the devil's hands are always intertwined with fame and fortune, right? It's never necessarily like fucking
You're right.
anything else. It's always superpower or fucking tons of money. There's never anything the devil else wants to give you. Temptations,
yeah.
right? That's all it is. He doesn't give a fuck if you're like, oh, the love of my life.
Well,
He doesn't give a fuck.
If you go even back to like the story of Adam and Eve, where God created this perfect being, Adam and Eve, and he's like, they're God's image, they're perfect, and it was in the book I'm reading about archetypes, and the devil's like, okay, you say they're perfect,
yeah.
and then he manifested as a serpent and said, I can give you unlimited knowledge
Yep.
and everything, and obviously they were tempted. It was basically to say to God,
You're
they're not perfect.
Yeah.
Good try,
If
but
they can be tempted,
yeah.
there's no perfection here.
But now there's also the yin and yang because there almost has to be.
Yeah. Yeah. There has to be two sides of the coin.
And I think if we go down this rabbit hole, I would say probably just it's easier to get power from the devil.
Oh, most easier. Because,
He's just like,
well, he hands it out and he asks for the debt later. That's the difference. Whereas, let's say, flip side, God, He's looking for payment now
Yeah.
to provide, relief from the devil in the future, right? Like you have to pay your dues now, and then you get respite, whereas the devil's giving you what you want, and then you got to pay a debt. It's the complete opposite. I'm reading a lot of comics right now.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because Mephisto, the devil,
Yeah.
is the main bad guy right now. And he's a serpent, and he goes around, and he's like traveling through time and shit. And he's like, so, you want to do something? There was one, the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
They actually, in this comic, they explain his original origin story. Way more depressing than you might think.
Really?
Caveman was born in Stone Age times.
Yeah.
With intelligence.
Okay.
What happens when you're different? You get cast aside.
Yeah.
So he gets cast aside, kicked out of the tribe, and there's no warmth. It's fucking cold. It's freezing, there's snow. He's about to die. And he's just like muttering to himself, I'd do anything. I just want to feel warm. I'd do anything to feel warm right now. Mephisto pops his little fucking scaly head. Anything? And he goes, okay, you'll never be cold again. And then his head ignites.
Oh,
yeah.
that's dirty.
I was like, holy shit. Because that's as low a level. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
All he wanted was to be warm, and he'd do anything for it. That's the easiest deal for the devil to make. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
The devil... Okay. I think it's Denzel Washington. It's like, you're doing something right when the devil is like trying to like talk to you.
He's trying to steer you away.
And you can tell when you're doing something you shouldn't be is when there aren't those temptations. Because you're doing what the devil wants.
The voices are quiet. Absolutely. But when the voices are yelling, they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's when you know it's like, oh, I am doing something bad right now.
Yeah.
You're right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And throughout all of... It's crazy how fascinated we are with God and the devil, though. Throughout all of human...
All of everything. For all of existence.
So it's almost like there has to be something.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And whether it's like aliens did it or whatever.
It could just be a more intelligent species.
Yeah, that just came down and scared the fuck out of the primitive humans.
But there's... I don't know. There's a lot of things you could say, like, it's a very complicated...
It's too much. It's too much.
And I think that's the point.
That is the point. It's one of those never-ending discussions. You could talk about it for the rest of time.
Well, I feel like we couldn't handle it even if we
knew.
I think you would go crazy.
Yeah, you'd probably go mad. Yeah. Well, that's another thing, right? You're given the power of the devil or God, and we're just mortals.
Maybe that's why they'll kill themselves.
It's probably what it is.
Or, well, look at even intelligence in general drives someone mad.
Yeah.
Look at like Vincent Van Gogh and all the... They go crazy.
Hyper intelligence, and it's like you can't relate to anyone. Now you have nothing.
You go into madness.
You're alone. Yeah.
Why do you think he cut his fucking ear off?
Yeah. Crazy.
He was a crazy person.
Yeah.
Super smart, crazy.
Yeah. And it's the way of the world. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
36.
36. That was a good one.
Nice one.
We're cruising.
Be at 50 in no time.
50 in no time, boys and girls. What, 50 by, what's October? So there's only about 8 left. So probably, February. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
14 weeks.
We've been doing this for a year as of like this month.
Yeah. When do we start posting? Beginning of the year?
December, January, yeah.
Yeah. Almost at a year of posting.
That's so crazy.
Oof.
Dude.
Those old episodes.
Oh, I know, I've watched them here and there.
Oof.
Like, yuck.
Good for you.
Yuck. Like, if I watch is like cruise through 10, 20 minutes of it. I'm like, oof. Oof.
Okay, guys.
Okay. Well,
thanks for listening.
Thanks. We'll catch you guys next week. And see you then.
Bye.